girl Dom, and welcome back to the Kickback Live. Today I am home, I'm in my bed, I'm in my pajamas, I'm comfy. I hope you guys had a magical Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family. My Christmas gift to you guys is a Common Appathon. Yeah. So what is a Common Appathon? So this Common Appathon is a week's worth of Common App advice for you guys to put your finishing touches on your Common applications. I know that most of the Ivy League's Common Apps are due at least a week from today. So the last Kickback Live I did, I had a student from Penn, myself, Columbia, Harvard, and Yale talk to me about their Common Apps. So I'm gonna break up this Kickback Live into 7 different parts so that we can have 7 days of last minute Common application advice and help. These last 2 Kickback Lives I've posted have been completely free and have been posted on YouTube. But this next Kickback Live I'm doing on January 8th is going to be a premium edition that is gonna cost $5 and will not be posted on YouTube. I'm going to have guest Ivy League students from every single Ivy League here with me to talk about their college experience and to answer viewers' questions. There's limited space, so make sure you sign up quick if you would like to attend, or the tickets might sell out. If you attend this Kickback Live on January 8th, you're gonna get the chance to apply to an exclusive scholarship that my family and I started. Not 100, not 500, but $1,000 will be awarded to 4 different people. So make sure you attend so that you can get the link to sign up. Also, another Christmas gift I'm giving away is a new iPad. You have to follow me on Instagram in order to enter into the giveaway. It's my second to last post on Instagram, so make sure you go follow me and check that out if you would like to win a new iPad. The giveaway ends on the 30th. Otherwise, today's video is going to be all about the Common App essays. 3 other Ivy League students and myself are gonna be reading our essays that got us into the Ivies. So enjoy this part and also the 6 other parts I will be posting this week. And happy holidays to you and your family. Bye! So you feel more comfortable and kind of see which school we came from and who is more similar to you. So maybe you want to pay more attention to their application. Here's a little bit about our backgrounds, our schools, class sizes, how we applied, SATs or ACTs, and then also AP Honors IB program. So I'll give you guys a few seconds to just look at that. And if you have any questions on that from now, you can feel free to put that in the chat box. So we're actually just going to move into the Common App from now, and we have some reading. So you guys will be listening. It's not super long or anything, but we just kind of wanted to give you guys some examples of our essays so you can kind of get an idea of how some essays that worked were written. And I think all 4 of us can say from our discussions beforehand that it is a really good idea to use storytelling as a way to address your essay and to approach it and to write your essay in a really cool way that's going to stick out to admissions officers as this story is unique. I remember this. They're going to bed and they can remember your story. And we have some examples today that will showcase that. So first is Addis's. Here's his question, and I'm going to let him take it over and read his essay to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Please bear with me because it's been a minute since I've read this. But we'll get into it. 1 second, just pulling it up right here. Alrighty, so this was my Common App essay, and it answered the prompt, which is on the screen right here, which is, it's about my background and identity. Alrighty, so I'm Black and I'm beautiful. My parents made me recite these words when I could barely talk, but the first time I truly realized my Blackness was at daycare, not the at-home center where a Black lady took care of me and other kids. I remember switching from that daycare to the Goddard School. Though only two, I noticed being one of the only brown kids in the entire preschool. I'm Black and who cares? After Goddard, I started pre-K at Columbus Academy, a predominantly white private school. At 4 years old, I knew that I was still just one of a few brown kids there, but race didn't seem to matter then. I'm Black and I'm aware. From kindergarten to 4th grade, I split my summers between visiting my family in the Bronx and attending camp back home in Columbus at the Martin Luther King Arts Complex and at my cousin's church in the hood. All three of these places were overwhelmingly Black to me. And to be honest, I didn't always feel comfortable or safe or that I fit in. I came to understand that I never had to worry about food, clothes, or safety, unlike some my age. I became increasingly more aware of the instincts and survival skills needed to navigate the outside world. By the time I was 7, I knew I was Black and my Blackness subjected me to judgment, and therefore I had to be aware. I started realizing that the diverse urban suburban neighborhood where I still live offers me a unique vantage. Homeless people live under a bridge a mile up from my house, the same bridge that crosses the creek whose waters run through my backyard, the same backyard that sprawls with foxes and deer. When I was 8, I told my dad that I never wanted to move from our neighborhood because it was reality. I'm wedged between an abundance of wealth and a slice of poverty. However, I don't stay wedged. I go to church and play basketball in the impoverished areas beyond that bridge and attend parties at the mansions on the other side of the bridge, but also within walking distance of my house. My Chipotle is an estuary of sorts, where the two worlds that I live between collide. I find peace in this estuary, although peace doesn't always exist when these worlds collide. I'm Black and I'm proud. My hero, Barack Obama, also a Columbia alum, inspired me to believe I can do anything. As I grew older, during his 2 terms, I came to know more about our country's atrocities towards people of color. But somehow, seeing a Black man in office reassured me that although racism still existed, that although Trayvon was murdered, racism was not too overt. I'm Black and I'm scared. I knew the racism tumor existed in America, but I thought it was benign. When the x-rays came back after last year's election, America was clearly ill. Her cells treated my Blackness as a cancer, and she had begun chemo to remove me. I was scared. Over the last year, I've come to realize more deeply that these cancerous cells have existed in the crevices of America's crooked vertebrae for centuries, and I'm glad they appeared in the X-ray. I'm Black and more aware than ever. My awareness and skepticism is at an all-time high because of America's illness. But Kendrick Lamar's song DNA reminds me, I just win again and win again like Wimbledon I serve. Although being Black in America to me means fighting a constant uphill war, our resilience as a people empowers me. We win again and again. It's in our DNA. So I won't let my skepticism overtake my biology and my destiny, because then I would be Black and un-American. My goal for this country is for me to be American, then Black, in that order. So that was my Common App essay. Basically, the style that I used was storytelling, which I'm sure you'll see in Neelam's and just in a lot of different college essays. I think it's a good style to use, but I also went through a chronological order of basically how I grew up. And I think it was really impactful for the school that I ended up getting into. So I'll turn it back to Dom.
Loved it. Cool. Awesome. So we do have some comments in there. They felt it. Love it. Okay, awesome. I do have some people also commenting about how the 100 participants, like max. And if you can tell your friends that you're referring to, that I think we're going to just rehost this same live at 7:30 when this is done, so that they still have this opportunity to join. So any person that might know somebody that wasn't able to attend this first session, we'll be doing another session at 7:30 where they can come to that. Okay, cool. So next is Neelam's, which she's gonna read her essay to you guys. So take it away.
Yeah, so this is the first time I've read this back in like 4 years. So I apologize in advance if it's cringeworthy. But here we go. And I was answering the same prompt, I believe, as Addis, but in a much less touching way, as we'll soon discover. Okay. Growing up as the youngest in a family of 5, I've somehow always managed to end up in the middle of every situation. My 5'2" frame places me in the middle seat of every car journey, and my open ears and mind make me the mediator of every sibling disagreement. Yet it still managed to surprise me when I found myself caught in the middle of St. Petersburg, Russia, with a stopwatch, a map, and a mission to complete. While I'd love to claim that I was the world's youngest CIA agent or protagonist of the next young adult novel turned movie, my Russian excursion didn't exactly fit into either of those 2 categories. In fact, my mission was to explore St. Petersburg and create a 20-minute presentation on the city's cultural, economic, and political background within 2 hours. My target? A panel of inscrutable National Geographic staffers, carefully analyzing my every move. The reward? A place in the final rounds of the National Geographic World Championship. 8 years earlier, I could not have fathomed how far my passion for geography would take me. I can still remember the rubber soles of my light-up sneakers tracing around the world map mural that sprawled across the floor of the Boston Logan Airport as I waited to board a plane for the first time. My shoes weaved around the beautiful curves and edges of the marble continents, and my mind raced with exhilaration as I thought about what new adventure would greet me at the other end of my journey. A new city, a new country, a new adventure. The curiosity I felt that day was unwavering, and as I grew older, my desire to experience and understand global cultures became fervent. And so, as geographers do, I began to explore. First came the New Hampshire state map, from which I memorized the location of every sugar house in the state. What can I say? I had a sweet tooth. Then came the US Atlas, filling my head with incredible images of colossal Rocky Mountain peaks and lush Everglades swamps. By the time I reached middle school, random facts about Kyrgyzstan danced through my dreams. My interest in cultures prompted me to study global affairs in the 7th grade, when I first participated in the National Geographic Bee. In preparation for the competition, I refused to memorize fact after fact. Instead, I sought to understand how cultural nuances blended into one global picture. For me, geography had become so much more than a field of study. I understood it as the complex social, economic, and political bonds between people and their surroundings that governed humanity's everyday interactions with the world. It was both inescapable and beautiful, and I couldn't help but be intrigued. My insatiable curiosity helped advance me through rounds of the Bee, and after placing in the national top 10 for 2 consecutive years, I received the phone call that would change my life forever. My quest for knowledge had allowed me to be selected as a part of a 3-person gold medal winning team that represented the United States at the World Geography Bee Championships in Russia. Winding through the cobblestone streets of St. Petersburg, I never felt so rewarded for following my curiosity. At the competition, language barriers and international conflict ceased to exist, while teams from every part of the globe bonded over their love for international affairs. For us, geography was no longer just a map in an atlas. It was the street musicians playing balalaikas, the food vendors selling fresh pelmeni, and the ornate Eurasian architecture that dressed the city. Once again, I was in the middle, but not just in the middle of St. Petersburg. I was in the middle of a journey, one that had set me on a quest for knowledge and discovery. And for the first time, this new middle, filled with curiosity and determination, was exactly where I wanted to be. And yeah, that is my essay. So much like Addis, like it was definitely more of like a narrative. So I kind of started with the idea of like the specific event in my life that really stood out to me, that kind of shaped what I wanted to do when I got to college. And then I circled back to it at the end after like sort of going through a chronology of like how I got to be interested in those things. But I think like this is a very different type of narrative essay. Like it's less about sort of like my personal, it's more of an academic background thing, but I think I found it really relevant just because I thought that like that did shape what I wanted to study when I went to Yale. But I mean, any college really, because this is a Common App essay, but like specifically it happened to be what I ended up doing when I got to Yale anyways. So yeah, that's that.